Hello there, hope you're well. Now, I just wanted to share my story over the past, certainly past year. It was cumulative in the past year, but over the past couple of years as well, in terms of me choosing to complete and fulfill my mission and my purpose on earth, me committing to do this, and what I was actually doing in the physical, and distracting myself and self-sabotaging myself and not really being a bit naughty and not actually doing the work. And what happened was this actually affected my health, and in fact accumulated 1st of February last year I broke my arm. Sorry for anybody who knows this story. I'll just have to go through it again. But first of all, I have been a massage therapist for about 18 years, and I'm even choking about it. I'm even clearing it now as we can talk about things. So as a massage therapist, I absolutely loved the work, but in completing my mission, I needed to get to more people. I needed to, my mission now is to help people heal themselves, do some self-healing, self-realization, stop the self-sabotage, stop those low energy emotions that are creating dense energy in them. That's more, around the things I'm looking at. And this is working now with the galactic guides for me. Most of the galactic guides you will see are getting people to work to clear all these dense emotions so that they can have a clearer channel to working, and to working with soul, getting soul driving forward, and to working with the soul family, so your galactic family if you so wish, or your spirit guides. And although I can work, and this is quite, this can be quite easy to do, I can work with my spirit guides and galactic family, galactic guides. If you don't do what they ask you to do, and sometimes it's about, you could sit there and go, well, I have no idea what it is. I don't know what it is. And one of the things, so I'm going to, I've already spoken about my arm. That was an accident, and then there was a few health problems. So one of these health problems, for the last nearly 2 years, I have been without a front tooth. I am going to show you it now. Now, at first, and there's been various issues with it. I think partly in the energy, it's been so long because maybe there's been something self-sabotaging there. But what I really want to talk about was I had an implant. I chose to have an implant. They're not cheap, but I didn't want to live for the rest of my life without no tooth. Other story about how it came about that I lost the tooth. But the main issue here is, in 6 months ago, I managed to have an implant and thought all my troubles would be over, by August last year, only to find that after even just clearing some of the Akashic records through this, I checked everything that I thought I could, and everything was clear. Unfortunately, it got infected, and we didn't realise until it was a little bit too late, and so the implant failed. It's a failure. So I had to, it was, for me, that was a bit of a disaster, just still wondering why that's happened. And when I checked into it again with my guides, part of this was, one of the things I'd started to say to myself, and I knew it was wrong, but I just couldn't help myself, was, well, I might go further with my new business. So knowing I couldn't do massage anymore, I'll tell you about that story in a minute. Go further with my new business that I had been doing for a couple of years, working with clients online, just like this, in front of a screen, one-to-one. But I was very conscious about the fact that I didn't have a tooth. And I know, some people would say, well, I can hardly see it, but I'm not going to smile on screen. But this was all about a lot of things to do with teeth. You know, if you have any problems here, just check in with this. A lot of this is the fact that you're not standing in your power. So you're not standing in your power and you're propelling yourself forward into a better version of yourself. So I am saying to myself, well, I don't want to do that. You know, I'll wait until this old cliche, I'll wait until I have a new tooth and then everything will be all right. And then I will do the work. I don't know. The guides didn't want me to wait for that. It's a big lesson in this. Well, I'll wait until, you know, it might be, I'll wait until I retire and then I'll fulfill my mission. I'll wait until this happens and then I'll do that. And that's a great big self-sabotage. So please understand that. So once I realised that I had to actually take some action and do the work and grow a bit. I've since done, I did some workshops, put myself out there, and I'm doing these videos now. I'm doing this particular one just to let you know about it, even though I haven't got I haven't got the tooth yet, because I could not anymore have the excuse to, I'll wait until the tooth is coming in. So until I've got the tooth in. Now, as I've decided to do this video, everything's all right. I've actually got an implant in, ready for the tooth. So it's not failed, it's all successful. Woohoo, it's successful this time. And I have just had a phone call to get the next stage of it, which is the impressions ready for the tooth. It was going to be, what week? It was going to be next week, so I was still waiting a while since I had my last appointment, and it's been brought forward a week to Thursday, so I have to wait 3 days, and I've got the impressions. So even just me deciding and choosing to take a bit of action by telling you about it, something shifts in the energy, something happens that, you know, so unexpected. I didn't expect that one because the dentist only does, you know, he specialises and only does the implants. Very, very, very busy. Didn't expect that to happen. And the dentist actually said, would you do us a favour? Could you bring the time forward or backward, whichever one it is, backwards? And that's absolutely, you know, yes, fine, because of course I still want to wait. I still want to be able to have a tooth and face the world a little bit better than I have been. So that's number one. And number two, about, let's say, health and ailments, is around me breaking my arm. So on reflection, the last couple of months, I realised, I should know this as a healer and a therapist, is that before you have the physical fall and the break or the fracture or the break has already happened in your energy fields. It's already there in the energy field. And that's because the energy channels, the energy that's coming up is distorted. It hasn't got a pathway to go, so it gets stuck. So you're actually stuck with it. And that's because mainly my self-sabotaging, I hadn't chosen. One of the things I was going to do was with massage in 2020, as you know, in March 2020, lockdown, I had to stop doing massage, of course, just completely wiped it out. Now that, to me, that now should have been one warning sign that you're ready to close, you know, that's a bit of closure, close that business down, close that part of your life down, and really 100% or 150% committed to the other work, to the online work, and helping people, saving people by showing them that they can step into the greatness, all that kind of thing for us all, and clear all these blocks and things. And I didn't listen to that, and I didn't do too much massage. I didn't go straight back into it because I was a little bit worried more about what people were thinking. You know, people didn't have the same, you know, they were a little bit in fear. I didn't want people in fear, not in a bad way, but to come and have massages and be worried about everything. But then I decided to just have a few clients, so I'm still doing massages. So the universe, or my soul, my higher self, says, You're still doing massage, so you're not committing, and you're not really. And when you're doing your massage, of course, you're doing something. So you're not really thinking about and spending your whole time really getting into what you should be getting into with what the guides are showing you, and bringing in more clients for the online work. And so this is why, because I wasn't listening with massage, so this is why I had I actually had an accident, just fell in the street, like a bit like old lady style, fell in the street. And it literally rendered me useless. I couldn't work at all. I couldn't even do a lot of the online work. Luckily, my clients I had were very understanding, and I could do shorter sessions, or we did leave it a little bit, because I don't know if anybody knows, when your arm breaks there, I couldn't even stand very much. I couldn't even walk into the garden without coming back in. It produces lots of chemicals when your arm's broken. So really couldn't do a lot. I literally spent 24 hours in my own living room, because I couldn't even sleep laying down. I had to sleep sitting up, because I couldn't get up or down. I chose not to have all the the big painkillers. So and the small, like paracetamol, they don't even touch it. So I did spend a few weeks where you couldn't do anything else but contemplate what on earth was going on there. And so because I've committed, I've now chosen to really hone in on the work that I'm supposed to do, helping people shed these blocks so they can connect with who they really are. We're learning so much now, that we are just fragments of soul. Just our human vessel is just one fragment of soul that can now connect with all the other fragments of soul, all these other galactic parts of us, and work with the galactic families as well. And knowing that you can bring in all the data that you need. This is about still living on Earth and living a daily life, one that's better than the struggles that we all find ourselves in, and the suffering that people have. This is a time to really lift our vibration, be in a vibration of either love or even above that. That's all the messages that when you hear a lot of practitioners, a lot of, I don't really want to call it psychic, because we're all like that anyway. It's just been blocked and stifled. But you'll hear most psychics, this is what the guides are showing you, and it's all to enable ascension, which can be different things to different people. Essentially, yes, we may one day not need bodies and things like that, because working up, people talk about going into 5D, but in actual fact, you're reading through to 12 and even 13 dimensions. Your body's reading through it. It's just that you're not aware of it. And there are many, many more dimensions. I'm currently about 21st dimension, but there's still a few things I need to do there. So we know now that there's just more to it than just living this struggling life. And so this is why I wanted to share, or going back to my story, wanted to share with you that some, particularly some instances of fatigue. Now, again, the disclaimer, this is never about not going to doctors and not being under the care of doctors, but a lot of fatigue, the doctors obviously don't understand it, but it might be to do with fatigue can be, I do hear and see a lot of practitioners are my clients as well, and they do struggle so much with their health and having the energy to do things. And what happens is they're manifesting, they're magnetizing clients that drain them even more, because that's where the frequencies, that's where they're vibrating at. And so when we change all that, we get these beautiful clients that just want to, that are so willing to help themselves, and it's such a pleasure to see them grow, and that helps me grow as well. That helps me to, get even further with where I am. Alongside that, you have more energy. The sluggish energy, which is just a lot of energetic work to do, all of that goes, well, I'm not going to say all of that, how can you say that? But as much as you want to work on it, that starts going enough for you to create the energy inside you to create your own business, be more creative in it than just ploughing on in the day. So I hope that's helped you understand that, health issues aren't always about a health solution as such. It can be just more than, actually stepping forward and moving forward into your life, into a better version, better life for you.